Here's my Lego Technic Porsche 911 2020 Turbo Cabriolet. The interior is reasonably detailed. It's got nice enough looking front seats, teeny little +2 seats in the back that no one would ever see. I sat in the back seat of a 911 once, and it wasn't much fun. But, well, it was actually interesting. But, got an opening glove box there. Some different levers and stuff that I'll show you later. I think that's supposed to be a cup holder. There are several opening things. The hood here opens with a stock, have a front trunk in there. The doors have locks that open with springs. This is the lock there. There's also, well, I'll show you the spoiler now. Everything in this car is manual, by the way, so it can push up and down. And there's this little thing here that opens. It's not realistic, it's not meant to be realistic, but it just gives me some access to the gearbox, which we'll see later. The vehicle is all-wheel drive and runs a Boxer 6 piston engine. But because it's manual, all you can do is push it, and all the wheels are connected to the engine. So, we got differential there, central differential, differential there, and that's the engine there. And the lever here can be pushed. So right now, that transmission driving ring is engaged with this up here, which is connected to the front wheels, the drive shaft for them. So in this mode, it's all-wheel drive, and the central differential is open. Yeah, all-wheel drive, central differential open, front wheels connected. But if I flip the lever the other way, the front wheels are now disconnected, and the central differential is locked, because if I didn't lock it, all the power would just try to go to the front wheels and couldn't go anywhere, and the car wouldn't drive at all. So that's why it's like that. The clutch pedal here is functional. So I push it, this linkage here moves, pulls some old flex system stuff there, and pulls that. You can't see it very well, but there's a transmission driving ring up there that's moving back and forth to disconnect the engine and everything. The car has a 7+ reverse manual gearbox. You can see it there? Of it. And with a manual shifter up here, there's a long axle snaking down connecting it. So I can run through the gears here. Not in any real order, I guess. But anyway. Some of them are a bit finicky. You'd have a hard time shifting it without looking at it. Some of the speeds, like that all works. Those two in there, no, not that one. These ones here, they're kind of finicky. It doesn't really like to go into the one at the back there. It can go that way, but I have got it to shift the other way, but it doesn't like to. All the other ones on the other sides keep getting bumped instead. So these they just run the engine at different speeds when you push it. The vehicle has full independent suspension. It's got all them fancy angles, caster, kingpin, everything. I see some of it in there. I'll put that wheel back on if you'll excuse me for a second. So, on the front it's got 2 hard shocks and a rubber band. On the back, just 2 hard shocks. But it's also height adjustable, using some worm mechanisms here, independent for each wheel. So now you can see the front is very low. The back, don't look, this is a surprise for later. There's a couple wheels back here, little gears, that lower it in the back. But the back has 2 hard shocks and 2 rubber bands, and adjusting this only adjusts the shocks, so the back actually doesn't lower that much because it's got extra rubber band, but it does a bit. It's got steering manually with this lever here, so it steers the front wheels like that, steers the steering wheel, and There's also a minute amount of steering in the back, but not much, realistically. Just like it should be. If I get the hood open here, this is connected, goes through some bevel gears there and then out to here. And this here is a little linkage that actually connects it down to the bottom, down there. Down to here, where it actually runs the rack to steer it. Then it's geared down a bit there, and heads to the back wheels here. But all the backlash and gearing down mean it doesn't move much. But again, that's realistic. I could have made it steer a lot if I wanted to, but I didn't. There's also a bit of a manual convertible roof here. Goes up like that and just kind of clips in there. That's what it looks like. The back there is quite messy looking. It's pretty strong though. You can press the suspension with it once it's attached. Folds down nicely. Theoretically, at least, the car has brakes. So, you pull off the wheels. You can see we've got the big old discs from the Sharona set. And right down there, there's some rubber axle joiners. So they've got a bunch of linkages. So they're these here, that axle, they're connected by a beam here, so they're linked. They're supposed to pull tow ball links, or actually push them to push these against the disc to brake. And they're connected by a long link along here, up to the front ones, which work the same way. And they are, yeah, the brake pedal kind of sits on top of them, and if should fall down to move, the best way to control it is with these beams sticking out there. You just push along here. But the real problem, I mean, if I was really strong, and if these beams wouldn't fall off, maybe it would break, but with the strength I am, compared to all this stuff, it's not noticeable at all. You can't even see the brake pedal go down, so it's kind of too bad, but the mechanical stuff is all there. Maybe a little poorly designed, though. Still, I think it's the only 1-10 supercar I've ever seen that has actual disc brakes, which does mean something, to me at least. Overall, I think this car is pretty good. In some ways, it elevates manual supercars, 1-10 ones. It's got more and unique functions for this class. 7+ reverse is unusually seen, and then disc brakes pretty much never, adjustable suspension rarely, convertible roof rarely. So, kind of like some of my other ones, I tried to pack in every function I could, and also kind of like a lot of my other cars, putting in all these functions actually just degrades functionality. It doesn't really, it doesn't do things as nicely as it could have, but again, I build it more for the building pleasure and the complexity of it all, so in that way it's a success. My biggest disappointment, which is kind of predictable, is that the brakes don't really work at all. And the convertible roof is ugly from the back when up. All that there. Yeah. But still, I think it's a pretty good car. And it was also my first ever manual supercar. It's a pretty common genre to build in, but I'd just never done it before. This is my first manual model since my very first two. My very first model was a half brick-built, like Technic model, was a half brick-built model of 2015's Cherry Picker set. That was manual. My second one was a similar scaled version of the Mercedes-Benz Aerox set, which was the first set I got, actually, which is why I was interested in it. Why did I put this in the video? It's a waste of time. Whatever.